Tonight, the CWD conversation makes its way to the nation's capital, what a local congressman hopes to accomplish.
Plus, an emotional day in court in the Kim Potter trial as Dante Wright's girlfriend recalls what happened that day.
And laying wreaths at veteran cemeteries during the holidays is a long-standing tradition, but this year it could be in jeopardy.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. Thanks for joining us. A Northland lawmaker is calling for tens of millions of dollars to fight a deadly disease impacting Minnesota's deer population.
CBS3's Quinn Gorham listened in as Congressman Pete Stauber spoke on the U.S. House floor in Washington to learn what the congressman is asking for.
Stauber, who represents Minnesota's 8th District in D.C., asked his fellow lawmakers to pass the Chronic Wasting Disease Research Management Act. Chronic wasting disease, or CWD, is a contagious neurological disease affecting deer, elk, and moose. It's always fatal. As of August, the CDC confirmed CWD cases in at least 25 states. That includes Minnesota and Wisconsin, and more recently, a wild deer in northwest Minnesota. If passed, the bill would put $70 million federal dollars a year toward research and management all over the country for the next 6 years. Stauber says the money's important because CWD is threatening Minnesota's deer population. The state's deer harvest was down 8% this rifle season, something Stauber says CWD may be contributing to and could have broader impacts.
And if deer harvests keep trending downwards, it means fewer stories to share at camp around the fire, fewer deer for new hunters and kids to see and experience.
If passed, researchers could spend the money testing live animals and studying what factors contribute to its spread. Management dollars would be spent on helping state and tribal wildlife agencies tackle the regions with the biggest outbreaks and create new ways to stop the spread. The bill would also include money to educate communities about CWD. Wisconsin Representative Ron Kind of the southern part of the state introduced the bill. Stauber is a co-sponsor. The bill had a hearing today. No word on what its exact next steps are.
Meanwhile, Dante Wright's girlfriend was the first witness called today on day 2 of former police officer Kim Potter's trial. Elena Albright Payton was in the car with Wright when Potter shot and killed him during a traffic stop back in April. Minnesota's Assistant Attorney General questioned the 20-year-old, who told the court she and Wright met on Facebook and were just beginning their relationship. Albright Payton got emotional, recalling the moment after Wright was shot.
I was trying to help him. And I was trying to push on his chest and call his name. And he wasn't answering me. He was just gasping.
The defense argues Potter shot Wright by accident, pulling her gun when she meant to grab her taser. Wright's family and civil rights lawyers say they don't believe it was an accident, pointing out that Potter worked for the Brooklyn Center Police Department for 26 years and even trained other officers.
Today, the Michigan Firearms Safety and Violence Prevention Caucus introduced 4 new bills that aim to prevent future gun violence and tragedies. The 4 bills would prohibit selling or possessing a magazine capable of holding more than 10 rounds of ammunition, beginning on January 1st of 2023. This new restriction comes just 8 days after a fatal school shooting in Oxford, Michigan. Lawmakers say these bills are exactly what Michigan needs right now.
When we all stand up here, knowing that guns are the second leading cause of death in Michigan for children between 1 and 17 years old, we know that we have a serious problem.
If you own a larger magazine before the 2023 deadline, you may keep the mag as long as you report owning it to police. Under the proposed legislation, a person who violates the new rule would be guilty of a misdemeanor and could face up to 90 days in jail with a potential maximum fine of $500. A few groups who are exempt from this proposed legislation are law enforcement officers, members of the armed forces, and individuals working in an armored car.
Well, Peter joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Peter, a little bit of action outside there. A little snow tonight.
A little bit of snow through the afternoon as well as the first part of this evening, but slowly beginning to exit the Northland right now as we speak. Satellite radar shows that basically as we're working through the rest of the evening tonight, we'll notice that any snow showers that were left for northwest Wisconsin as well as the Arrowhead region begin to diminish throughout the night tonight. But there is still a little bit of an impact on the roads, especially across northwest Wisconsin as well as the far northern portion of Cook County where you see a completely snow-covered road up there. So if you have any plans to bring you out and about up the North Shore as well as northwest Wisconsin heading into the UP of Michigan, definitely going to want to give yourself a little bit of extra travel time with partially to completely snow-covered roads out there. Currently for us here in Duluth, we're sitting at 31 degrees with mostly cloudy skies overhead, but those clouds are going to give way to another snow threat as we begin to head towards tomorrow night and the first part of this weekend. That's why we have a winter weather advisory in place until Saturday at 9 a.m. as well as a winter storm warning for the UP of Michigan there in place until Saturday morning as well. We'll take a closer look at those snow totals coming up in just a bit, guys.
All right, thanks, Peter. New at 6, Minnesota's governor says Pfizer booster shots are now available to 16 and 17-year-olds across the state. That announcement just came in within the last 20 minutes. Governor Tim Walz says starting right away, everyone in that age group who got fully vaccinated at least 6 months ago can get their Pfizer booster shots. We'll have more details tonight at 10. And as you make plans to visit family and friends for the holidays, Itasca County health leaders want you to stay vigilant. During a public health briefing today, officials said COVID-19 has taken the lives of 103 people in the county all throughout the pandemic. A third of those deaths happened in the past 3 months alone. They say more mitigation tactics were in effect at this time last year. So to help prevent the spread this holiday season, health leaders are reminding you to get your COVID shot, quarantine before you travel, and practice healthy habits like hand washing.
If you do gather over the holidays, allow enough space to stay 6 feet apart from others and assure adequate ventilation. And outdoor air is great for that with windows or doors open to allow for the air circulation.
Health officials also recommend getting tested before you gather.
If you want health insurance by the new year, the deadline to enroll in Minnesota's insurance marketplace is less than a week out. All eligible Minnesotans have until Wednesday, December 15th to choose a health insurance plan through MNsure. That will ensure you have full coverage by January 1st. Any Minnesotans who are currently uninsured, self-employed, or don't have coverage through their employer are eligible. You can call the MNsure Contact Center with any questions.
A former Duluth mayor has died. Ben Boo was the city's 35th mayor, serving 2 terms from 1967 to 1975. He also represented the region in the Minnesota State House shortly after that. The 96-year-old passed away on December 1st. A private funeral service was already held, but memorials can be sent to either the Solvay Hospice House, or the Minnesota State Veterans Cemetery.
Minnesota's fallen heroes may end up going without a special tribute this holiday season. A national nonprofit normally pays to lay wreaths at veterans' grave sites.
But this year they can't due to fundraising issues, and they're asking the state to step in. CBS3's Larissa Millis shares why Minnesota leaders are calling on the public to help.
30 years ago, Wreaths Across America began laying 1 wreath at the gravesite of every fallen veteran at state and federal cemeteries. This year, however, the Minnesota chapter of the organization is unable to raise the funds to do so. That's why the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs stepped in and is now asking for help.
The MDVA took on the task of raising the money for each wreath. Corey Johnson with the department says because this was an unexpected cost, they didn't budget for it. That's why they're asking people to donate however much they can to support the wreath laying and honor those who served our country.
For many families, especially this year, there may be a seat across the table that is empty. And for us to be able to work with the community to ensure that we can place a wreath at every one of their grave sites, I think is going to be of significant importance to those families.
There are more than 6,500 burial sites across the 3 state veterans cemeteries in Minnesota, including dozens just outside Duluth. Each wreath costs about $15. The state is looking to raise $100,000 to cover the costs.
So far, they've raised about $10,000. The state plans to lay the wreaths on December 17th, and they will stay up until February 1st.
And coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from a family of a late veteran about why this tradition is so important to them.
The Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign is falling behind its fundraising goal. The campaign is down 25% from this time last year. So far, they've raised almost $77,000, but the goal is $220,000. All the money stays local and supports programs like their food shelf, housing, and Christmas distribution. They need more people to volunteer as bell ringers, with about 600 shifts still open. You can sign up online, and the campaign ends on Christmas Eve. The Salvation Army says they also need more toy donations for their Christmas distribution. They hope to make sure every child in need gets at least 2 items.
A Northland women's group is holding a bake sale this weekend to help a local child reach an ambitious goal. It's the latest fundraising effort from the Twin Ports Pinup Swallows. The bake sale will support 9-year-old Shelby Palmy. She has a history of medical issues, undergoing 31 surgeries so far in her short life. Palmy says she's thankful she's had access to medical care, but knows that many children do not. Now she's raising money to give other kids across the world access to life-improving surgeries. So far, she's raised $5,000 in the past 4 years.
Shelby, I want to put our strength behind her and help encourage her and give positive reinforcement to this young girl who is doing such a great thing, and she's doing a great thing for a really great cause.
But Shelby doesn't want to stop there. She has a much bigger goal. We'll introduce you to her coming up tonight at 10. That's also when we'll hear about that goal of hers, and we'll have more details about how you can support her mission coming up this weekend.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, we're about to seal the deal on your weekend plans. We'll explain why you'll be on the hook next.
And speaking of sealing the deal on the weekend plans, we might have to seal the deal with a little bit of snow in the forecast. But after that, it'll warm up. We'll take a closer look at that forecast in just a bit.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free, no one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Happy birthday! Duluth Casino wants to celebrate your birthday with you all month long. Every day during your birthday month, you can receive up to $30 in club cash as a special birthday bonus.
Did you say every day?
Yes, every day of your birthday month. Stop by the Players Club or log on to FonduluthCasino.com for all the participation details. We're celebrating your birthday all month long, so you can
have a great time out at Fondulu.
Calling all ice anglers and winter sports enthusiasts.
The Arrowhead Ice Fishing and Winter Show presented by Eskimo returns December 10th through 12th.
Join us for the biggest sale of the year.
Save big with special show-only pricing.
And take home cash and carry items to get ready for winter fun.
Experience the thrills of Sea Lion Splash.
Fish at the frozen basin for prizes.
And attend panel discussions at the Icebox.
Join the family fun.
This weekend only.
At the deck in Duluth.
$5 event parking.
Details at arrowheadiceshow.com.
I checked out a bunch of other schools around the area, and really it came down to like the staff, the machine shop here. I went to the open house, talked to a lot of different companies from around here, and just chose that this would be a really good program to get started in.
Save time removing snow with Menard's selection of snowblowers. Power through the cold quickly and effortlessly with a Briggs & Stratton snowblower designed to start easily even and below freezing temperatures. Save big on Briggs & Stratton snowblowers. Stack up on Duracell copper top batteries. They're dependable with a long-lasting 10-year storage guarantee. Grab a 16-pack of alkaline batteries for $7.99 after rebate. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Whatever your life story, you deserve access to comprehensive health insurance. MNsure is the only place where you can access savings to help lower the cost of your health coverage. And you can get free help to enroll in a plan that fits your budget and your story. Visit MNsure.org today to get started.
Local high school hockey lives right here on Thursday Night Face-Off. Whether you're looking for scores, game-winning plays, or more, tune to CBS3. Thursday Night Face-Off with Duncan Goldberg and Kevin Moore, brought to you by Essentia Health.
I thought you were good at this. Coach says I have the yips. It's not contagious, is it? Suddenly you can't do a thing that used to be easy. Perhaps it's the onset of puberty and the hysterical mood swings that go with it.
Begin.
Oh dear.
What's the problem?
I'm blanking. You gave me your yips. I froze on a test.
Maybe it's puberty making you all emotional.
I checked my armpits. Smooth as balloons.
A new Young Sheldon, tonight at 8, 7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
CBS3 News is brought to you by Duluth Casino. CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Lake Superior College. And now, your WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Peter Kevitkauskas.
30 degrees was today's high, Duluth International, so just a hair above average. 27 is the average high for this time of year. But as we get through the rest of this weekend and towards the early portions of next week, I think we might soar to 40 and above. Currently for us here, we are looking at a little bit of snow, but the snow is beginning to wind down. Here's a look at some of those snow totals across the region. Grand Marais, was the biggest winner today with 4 inches of new snow, thanks to a little bit of help from the lake. 2 harbors just coming in, a little bit shy of 2 inches of snow. Currently for us here in Duluth, no snow, but mostly cloudy skies overhead. Winds out of the west between 10 and 15 miles per hour right now. And that's generally the trend through the rest of the night tonight. Looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies overhead. And temperatures definitely rather mild. As you can see, most of us right now sitting in the upper 20s as well as lower 30s. And with those cloudy skies for the rest of the night tonight, we're really not talking about temperatures falling back all that much further. By 11 o'clock, I think most of us are still in the mid and upper 20s. And through the rest of the night, probably talking about lows, upper teens, as well as lower 20s. So a mild night, thanks to those clouds that we see overhead. Fast forward towards the early portions of tomorrow morning. Most of us waking up with temperatures, upper teens as well as lower 20s, with partly to mostly cloudy skies overhead. But as we head towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, especially towards tomorrow night, that's when we begin to see our next snow threat begin to fire up. This really looks to be for a northwest Wisconsin as well as the UP of Michigan biggest threat. Not really talking about much snow from the Twin Ports points north. Really, basically none up there. Maybe a little bit on the North Shore thanks to a little bit of lake effect snow. But that's a quick mover. That's quickly out of here for today, Saturday morning. Saturday morning, maybe waking up with an additional little bit of snow for the UP of Michigan. That will continue on and off throughout the day on Saturday. But then I think by Saturday evening, most of us are looking at that snow beginning to work its way out of the region. That is why we have a winter weather advisory in place for that area in purple until Saturday at 9 a.m. Then you also notice a winter storm warning for the UP of Michigan in that pink color also until Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So travel plans for tomorrow night as well as the first part of the morning on Saturday could be a little slick, so give yourself plenty of extra travel time if you have plans to bring you out and about. Here's how much snow we're talking about. Say, basically towards the Twin Ports, a trace to an inch of snow. 2 to 4 a little bit further south towards Siren, Hayward, as well as Ironwood. Then even further south than that, probably additional 4 to 8 inches of snow down there. And it's not just here that we're talking about snow. This is kind of a statewide system where we're talking about snow. Nearly 8 inches possible in the Twin Cities. Also 11.2 inches in Eau Claire. So it's kind of all throughout southern Minnesota as well as Wisconsin. So if you have any plans to bring you out and about down the 35 corridor or past northwest Wisconsin, probably talking about a good amount of snow there. So any weekend plans that bring you there, definitely give yourself plenty of extra travel time because roads will definitely be slick down there. Here's how the night shapes up for the night tonight. Temperatures tonight fall back into the teens as well as lower 20s. Maybe some single digits, especially in the Iron Range, those usually cooler communities. Highs for tomorrow climbing into the upper 20s as well as lower 30s with more sunny skies over in place in Minnesota, more clouds as well as snow, especially in northwest Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. Here's how that 7-day forecast shapes up. Once we get through the snow threat for today tomorrow, as well as the first part of the day on Saturday, we'll see the sun come out on Saturday. Sunshine prevails for Sunday. And as we head towards the early portions of next week, take a look at that warm-up. 30s to mid and upper 40s by Wednesday.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, Peter. A unique trio is making a splash at the deck this weekend.
Kiss. Get there. There you go. Now we're getting lower.
Well, that is just too cute there. That's our assignment editor, Joey, by the way. The annual Arrowhead Ice Fishing and Winter Show will feature 3 fun-loving sea lions, Zoe, Sierra, and Punky. I think it's Punky, travel across the world and will show off their talents with multiple performances each day. Their handler, Jimmy Earnhardt, says his animals are a lot smarter than people might think.
They do all kinds of tricks, way more behaviors than you'll ever think of. Zoe has over more than 70 behaviors. in her catalog there. But she's a great sea lion, right, Zoe? You're a good sea lion? Yeah, you're smiling pretty? Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful smile she has. It kind of looks like my dog Harry when he smiles. While the kids enjoy sea lions, ice anglers can test their luck over at the frozen basin fishing hole. There'll also be plenty of vendors, too. I can't get enough of this video of Joey. The Ice Fishing Expo opens at noon tomorrow at the deck. It will also be open Saturday and Sunday.
I was about to say, that is like a dog. It's crazy.
They have a little bark.
Do they really?
Yeah, Kristen did a good impression of it, but don't ask her to do it again. Big game coming up tonight. A lot of people will be watching.
We got to preview the Vikings, of course, but also a check-in on Duluth's very own Chris Plies as he looks to extend his trip to the Winter Olympics. But those Vikings, they're looking to break a losing streak.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Anthony Matt.
Essentia Health's occupational medicine specialists are always standing by to help employees stay healthy and to help navigate those tricky workplace injuries.
The best way to think of us is work doctors. So we take care of everything that happens around work. If someone gets injured on the job, they typically come see us and we help treat them.
Dr. Stefan Kaiser says the goal is to help walk employees and employers through the insurance system, government regulations, and medical assessments while ensuring a safe and healthy return to work.
We offer same-day appointments, so sort of like an urgent care scenario where somebody can get instant access, and we provide the medical evaluation, we provide return to work status, and then any ongoing medical care, follow-up care that's necessary.
That's all done with a team of highly trained and educated specialists working to find solutions for anything that inhibits the ability of an employee to do their job.
We can help out by getting some of our specialists in to help with accommodations. For example, somebody with back pain may need help with getting a sit-to-stand desk, and work with that employer to make sure that that's acceptable and that will help enhance what they're having difficulty doing at work. We understand the role of communication not only between the physician or the provider, but back to the employer as well and to the insurer. In other words, there's a multi-party relationship there in order for this to go successfully.
Dr. Kaiser says the process can be very complex to navigate, but they are there to help. Anyone with any questions can call an occupational medicine provider to see if they can help with anything that might be setting an employee back at work.
To learn more about this or other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask J3 Insurance in Duluth if auto owners make sense for you.
Do you experience neck pain or suffer from chronic headaches? Northland Anesthesia Associates offers pain injections for these trouble areas. NAA provides a customized treatment plan to achieve the best outcome and highest patient satisfaction. Call today for the relief you deserve.
In Beijing, it looks like Duluth's own Chris Plies will be pulling double duty at the Olympics in February. Persinger qualified to represent the red, white, and blue in the mixed doubles field after defeating Russia 6-4 in the Netherlands. Now Plies will have two chances to take home a curling medal in Beijing. This is Persinger's first Olympics after finishing second in the trials 2 straight years. Plies and Persinger will open the Olympics February 2nd, and the medal round is on the 8th, a day before Plies returns to the ice for Team Schuster as the men look to defend their 2018 gold medal. Football time now. After just 3 days off, the Minnesota Vikings are back on the gridiron tonight, searching for a much-needed win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Heading into this game tonight, the Vikings 5-7. They have a 28% chance to make the playoffs, according to 538.com. But a loss tonight will more than likely eliminate Minnesota from advancing to the tournament unless they run the table. So a win over the Steelers is crucial. It keeps the Vikings season alive, and it keeps Zimmer as a head coach at least for one more week.
They've got a terrific defense, very stout 3-4, second in the league in 3 and outs. Offensively, obviously, Roethlisberger can still fling it all over the place. Big, strong back, good on special teams. So we're going to have to play good.
Everyone is a must-win. We want to win every single one. I mean, we don't want to go into the game with that losing mind frame, and we're not really worrying about the record. We just worry about the game Thursday, trying to get a win, and then we're going to move forward after the game.
The Steelers head into this game 6-5-1 on the year. Kickoff set for 7:20 at U.S. Bank. And staying in the cities for the red-hot Minnesota Wild, who have been the best team in the Western Conference and have rallied off 7 straight wins. And tonight, they'll be getting back captain Jared Spurgeon. Spurgey has been out the last 8 games with a lower body injury. And the way they've been playing, Dean Evison says it's tough to keep guys out of the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, whenever your team's playing well, if somebody comes back, it's tough, right? Because it simply is a numbers situation. So, yeah, I mean, it's always tough when we, have to sit somebody out.
Rolling guys over, there's no extended minutes. Obviously, it depends on special teams. Some nights get more just because of that. But, yeah, it was definitely fun to watch, and makes it being out a bit easier.
They'll look to make it 8 straight in San Jose tonight. Puck drop for that one at 9:30. And don't forget to tune back in tonight at 10. We got us a good one for you. Week 2 of Thursday Night Face-Off. Full slate of prep hockey action. An exclusive one-on-one interview with Connor Kelly of the UMD men's hockey team. Join Kevin Moore and I for all that action tonight. Sure going to be a good one. Some good hockey on the slate.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thank you, Duncan.
We were talking about the Vikings game.
Yeah.
Our own Caitlin Moffitt is there tonight.
Oh, boy.
But she is rooting for the Steelers, so...
She's going to get a win.
Did I just throw her under the bus? Kind of, but...
I think some Vikings fans are like, well, we can't really blame her. We're still rooting for the Vikings, though. That's how we do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How could you not?
Yeah, exactly. And rooting for some nicer weather, huh, Peter?
Well, nicer weather, maybe a little bit of snow first.
Okay.
For tonight, temperatures fall back into the teens as well as 20s. Highs for tomorrow climbing into the upper 20s as well as lower 30s. But a little bit of snow beginning to expand towards northwest Wisconsin as well as the UP of Michigan. How much snow? Basically say a good majority of the state looking at 2 to 4 inches of snow. Towards the Twin Ports, it's traced to 1 inch. And for places further south and east, 4 to 8 inches of snow. But after that, we really begin to warm things up, approaching the mid and upper 40s by the middle portions of next week.
We'll see you at 10.